Hi VC, George back with another video. 9 LPs and a Nick Drake box set, bit folk music, so I'll leave that to last. Yeah, so traded in some more records at my local record shop. I've got two to show you, the first two. Traded in a Miles Davis box set and various other bits and bobs. So two LPs in that way. I think I got about 5, 7, I maybe got about 7 or 8 records. So the first one is Jimmy Smith, The Boss, from 1969 on Verve Records. A German copy on Verve. Washed up fairly good. I had like £16 left in my kitty at the shop, and this was £15, so I just grabbed this. As I said before, you've got to just take what he's got really in the shop. He's not got a lot of great. So yeah, 69, The Boss was a live gig in Atlanta, I think. 3 tracks on side 1 and 2. And side 2, you've got George Benson, as it says, featuring George Benson on guitar, great guitarist. I was actually into George Benson like a lot of people back in the day, his soul stuff before his jazz stuff. I always knew he was a jazz player. Yeah, Jimmy Smith organ, George Benson guitar, Donald Bailey on drums, and Nathan Page plays guitar on one track, Fingers. Nice album. And I got this album off him also. I think he'd played it, I thought he maybe got it for himself. He had played it once and still charged me £25 for it, but it's our old favourite Pharaoh Sanders, and the title is Wisdom Through Music. It's on Impulse, it's on Neon Impulse. Gatefold as usual with Impulse. It's on the Neon. I think this was released last year. Originally, I think it was 72 or 73. It's on Elemental Music. Shows you there are other releases there. Yeah, typical Pharaoh Sanders. 5 tracks. Yeah, recorded in 72. I think it was released in 73. 2 tracks on side 2. A bit of Pharaoh Sanders chanting, bit vocal on the album, but actually pretty good album. Quite enjoyable. So pleased to pick that up. Pharaoh Sanders, Wisdom Through Music. Now this album I've had a search on for a long time. Well, fairly long time for me. Doesn't really come up. There's maybe one copy of Discogs UK jazz album recorded in 1966, and this copy was released as a double album in 2010, live album, and it's Don Randelle and Ian Carr Quintet live at the Union in 1966. Now these two guys done originally for the Lansdowne Road recordings. They released about 5 albums together and done loads of solo stuff. 5 albums. There's a couple of other live albums out that they've done, one at the BBC. Yeah, this live at the Union. It's the Students' Union in London. It's on Stamford Recordings or Stamford Audio, and they were a hi-fi shop, or are a hi-fi shop. Pressed in Canada, double album. That's actually one of the albums on there. So they can get a wee bit out there, these guys. Train's Mood is one of the tracks. This album was done for Alzheimer's. The proceeds yeah, 6 tracks on a double album. Could say a lot more about it, but time will be of the essence. So really glad to pick up this. Couldn't be many albums pressed, as it was a UK hi-fi shop. It released it. I would think 500 or 1,000. It was done for charity. It might be one on Discogs, I think. I managed to pick up for around £26. The guy put it on eBay, buy now for 55, or starting bids at 26. So before somebody could pay 55, I got a bid in for 26, and at the death I put a bid in £60 or so. I ended up the only person bidding on it, so delighted to get it for 26. And yeah, good album, great musicians. Next off is we have Quebec, Easy Living, recorded in 1959 on Blue Note, obviously, 4103. This is a French DMM, direct metal mastering, DMM copy. Recorded in 59, wasn't released till 1987 in France, America, somewhere else, I think Japan. Released in 87. I think Music Matters released it around about 2015, I think. That would be the copy to get. But the DMM are really good sounding copies. Obviously not all analog, but they were sort of audiophile copies of the time. Quebec, Easy Living. We've got Quebec tenor sax, Stanley Turrentine on tenor sax, Benny Green on trombone, Sonny Clark on piano, Milt Hilton on bass, and Art Blakey on drums. 6 tracks. Was recorded 62, I think I said 59. Yeah, good album, really good. It'll never be a Music Matters, you might see it in Blue Note Classics eventually. Fine album. I got my local record shop to get me. I'm not sure, it was maybe released a couple of months ago, I'm not quite sure. Looking Ahead by Ken McIntyre, and obviously Eric Dolphy, featuring Eric Dolphy. And on the OGC series, around about 61, I think, originally released in 1961. Great copy, great sounding. Ken McIntyre on alto, sax and flute. Eric Dolphy, alto, sax, flute and bass clarinet. Walter Bishop on piano. Sam Jones on bass and Art Taylor on drums. 4 tracks on side A and 2 on side B. Great sounding. Now if you compare it with the Tone Poets, my local shop gets for £32. These are £38, and obviously they're not gatefold. I've moaned about this before. And they don't give you an inner bag like Tone Poets, especially hold the obi. But great sounding. I do like the OGCs and Ken McIntyre. Don't think I've got any as a leader. Ken McIntyre, great album. Obviously Eric Dolphy, no brainer for me. And yeah, glad to pick that up. So the Tone Poet, I think it's from this month, August, earlier in the month. Absolutely brilliant album. Can't recommend it enough. I had the Blue Note LT series of it, which was probably released in 1980 approximately, and it's Jackie McLean Jackknife, coming in a lovely new cover. Absolute belter album, fantastic. I love this album. Jackknife, Jackie McLean. I think it first appeared around about that time too. It was I think you could get in a twofer. Anyway, I had the LT series. Jackie McLean alto saxophone, Lee Morgan trumpet, Charles Tolliver on trumpet, Larry Willis on piano, Larry Ridley on bass, and the great Jack DeJohnette on drums. Absolutely. If you've not got this and you can stream, try the first track, On the Nile. Belter, Blue Note, 4223. Great cover. One of my favourite Jackie McLean albums for sure. And yeah, really like it, really love it. So I'd picked up from this dealer the first two, or the second and third actually, Blue Note Tone Poet Society released a special one that they do every 3 months. And this was the first one. And it's Walter Davis Jr., Davis Cup. And these special releases, you get a lovely lithographed picture of Walter Davis, prime for putting on your living room wall. Yeah, so Blue Note 4018, Donald Trump trumpet, Jackie McLean alto sax, Walter Davis piano, Sam Jones bass, and Art Taylor on drums. Great album. I think 59 was it? This one was 59. Recorded in 1959. Yeah, so I bought the other two off a chap on eBay, and so I wanted this album and I wanted a good copy, and I didn't think I'd pick it up, so I got the Analog Productions one, which was released, I don't know, 2012 or something like that. And a couple of days later the chap got in contact with me and says, I'm putting the Walter Davis out, I was going to say Walter Davis album up on eBay if you want it. So offered him a price and he accepted the same price I gave him for the other two. So I traded my Analog Productions 2-disc 45 in at my local shop. £5 loss. But yeah, so real happy to pick this up. Yeah. And I got number 329 out of 1,000. An LP on my list too, not a grail, because I've got enough copies one way or another. There's a UK copy, I Love Supreme by Junko Train, UK mono. That's the label there, his master's voice, beautiful. Pretty good VG plus, I would say, copy, and it cleaned up quite well. Now, the chap put this on eBay, first press. Can't remember what he said the condition. The condition was pretty good anyway, so £175 or nearest offer, and I think I offered 120 and accepted it. Was delighted. You don't get the gatefold with the UK copies. Anyway, I got it. First press 65, it wasn't. Second press 66 mono, it wasn't. It turned out it was a third press 67. So I informed them, he gave me £30 back or send it back. I held on to it, so it cost me £90. I'll maybe try and get a first press at some point, but it's probably going to cost quite a bit, so we'll see how that goes. But happy to pick up my UK copy. Now my grail and finishing my Andrew Hill collection of vinyl. About a year or two ago I had to pick up the CD of this, just waiting on it getting reissued, and wasn't like happening fast. I've put a few bids on this, and it's generally America, and the condition is generally pretty poor and never picked up, because I'm not paying crazy money for something I can barely play. So yeah, it's Compulsion. So this is 1973 copy, Black B, the blue note inner there. And I think I got this from Japan, and that was one of the reasons I got it. And I got a fairly good price. I can't remember how much I paid. Didn't really care, I don't think. £80 or so. It's excellent copy. 1973. Happy to have this until whenever. Freddie Hubbard, trumpet and flugelhorn. John Gilmore on tenor sax and bass clarinet. Andrew Hill, piano. Cecil McBee on bass. Richard Davis, bass. Joe Chambers, drums. Neddy Kamar on African drums and African thumb piano. And Renaud Simmons on conga. 4 tracks. I've got on CD. Complete my Andrew Hill vinyl collection. Absolutely delighted. And I don't have grails, but I think this was the one album I wanted on vinyl, and got it. Okay. Nick Drake box set, The Making of 5 Leaves, 4 LP box set, demos, outtakes, and the album itself. Lost tapes. I'll show this quickly. Great folk singer, unfortunately passed away. I think committed suicide actually. So you get the box. I'll show it quickly. Box will be cut out there. Fantastic book, fantastic 60-page book. They've put a lot of effort into this book. Loads of essays, and then all the recording details. John Martin's wife, Beverly, actually they found one of the tapes she had in her cupboard somewhere, like, you know, and helped to make this box set. So, absolute belter. Go through quickly. 4 LPs. So they start off light green, and the LPs get darker green as they go on. So I'll show you there. So it says The Making of 5 Leaves. This is volume 1. Initial studio sessions March 68. And then it's got studio sessions. So these are, I don't know if they're 2 different sessions, can't remember. I've not read the whole book. I've played the albums a couple of times, although I've got copies of the main album. So that's volume 1. Volume 2 gets a little darker green. Cambridge recordings continued on side 1. 68. Yeah. Studio sessions on side 2, and it's all fairly good quality. It's really good quality, sound quality. It's really good. My album's just finished here, but it's not making a noise. I'll finish this quickly. Volume 3, they all come in inners. Green Island label for these. 68 studio sessions. Different sessions, a couple of different places, and some different takes. And the main album, 5 Leaves Left, comes in a gatefold this time. Comes in a replica of the old island. That used to be a paper sleeve. This is more cardboardy. It's not lined. It comes in the pink island. Fantastic album. Tragic artist. Recorded 3 albums in his time. I don't know if we'll see another 2 box sets. 5 Leaves Left by Nick Drake. Great box set. Okay guys, I'm going to catch the end of my LP there. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you later. Bye then.